Hi my dear students, very good afternoon. Welcome back to my class. Students, I am explaining the topic name Diversity in the Living Organisms. Already I have delivered 2 to 3 lectures regarding this topic, and now I would like to present continuation of the previous class. Let us start today's class, my dear. And we have seen the importance of giving nomenclature to the every living species. About all these things we discussed, why nomenclature is necessary and advantage of the scientific name we discussed. Now we are discussing about the Whittaker classification. Let us start Whittaker classification. See students, Whittaker classification is nothing but the 5 kingdom classification. He classified the living creatures into 5 categories like Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. On Monera we discussed Monera characteristics over, Protista also over, and now at present we are discussing about the Plantae. Right, so once again I would like to give small recap about the Plantae. Plantae includes multicellular organisms. It is the primitive organism of the plant kingdom is algae, and they are eukaryotes. They have cell wall made up of the cellulose, and the nutrition of the plants is autotrophic. See, here the plants have the capability of self-synthesizing the food material. The reason is that they are having the special pigment called chlorophyll. So here the chlorophyll is present in our plants. Because of this special pigment, our plants can able to synthesize their own food material. These are the basic characteristics of our plants. Again, plants were divided into different groups basing on the different aspects. Let us see. Plants were for the first time classified into 2 types. So basing on what children? Basing on do not have the differentiated plant body. So whether the plant is having the differentiated plant body or not. So basing on this concept, plants were classified into 2 types. So if the plants are not having the well defined or well differentiated parts, that is Thallophyta. What is that children? Thallophyta. And so those are having the differentiated well organized bodies. Or see, again there are 2 types. So, and see, the well organized bodies with the special vascular tissues or without the vascular tissue. See, without the vascular tissue is bryophytes, Bryophyta, and with vascular tissue is again divided into few more types. First let us talk about the Bryophyta. Okay, see here bryophytes are not having the vascular tissue, but they are having the well differentiated parts, plant bodies. Next, here in the second category, the plants which are having the vascular tissue is again divided into 2 more types basing on the seeds production. If they are not able to synthesize the seeds, they are Pteridophyta. And if they are able to synthesize produce the seeds, so they are Phanerogams. What are the type children? Phanerogamae. Again, see, Phanerogamae were again classified into 2 more types. So on what aspect children? Beer. See, whether they are having the seeds or not. See, if the Phanerogam is having the naked seeds, that is gymnosperms. See, if the seeds are present in the fruit, they are angiosperms. Actually it is the Whittaker classification. So plants is the 3rd kingdom of our Whittaker classification. Plants are again further divided into few more types basing on different aspects like Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Phanerogamae. Phanerogamae again classified into gymnosperms and angiosperms. This is a plant classification, and so it's a mind map of the plant classification. Basic division in the kingdom Plantae. First, let us discuss on what aspects plants were divided into different types. So, one aspect let us discuss individually. So, first and foremost concept is whether the plant is having differentiated body structures or parts or not. Basing on this aspect, plants were for the first time classified into two types. If the plant have well differentiated body structure, one group. If the plants are not having the differentiated body parts, kept under another group. Am I clear? Right. So, body is differentiated into, differentiation means here, so plant is having different structures such as leaves, stems, roots and all. Okay. Next, first aspect is over. Next, second, presence of vascular tissue. Presence of what, children? Vascular tissue. So, you know, vascular tissue is a conductive tissue. It is the special tissue helps for the transportation of minerals, water and food. Okay. So, how we have blood vessels in our body, how blood transports all the required things, in the same way in the plants we have a special tissue known as vascular tissue. This vascular tissue supports the transporting system in the plants. Next, see this vascular tissue again divide into two types. Here xylem is one tissue and the phloem is another tissue. So first let us talk about the xylem. What do you mean by xylem, children? Xylem helps in the transportation of the water. So this xylem receives the water from the soil and that water is going to distribute it to the different parts of the plant by our xylem. Next, phloem. It helps in the transportation of the food. This is about the vascular tissue. Now, reproduction through seeds or the spores. The third important aspect is basing on the reproduction, whether it reproduces by means of seeds or as spores. Okay. First one, phanerogams. Plants with the seeds are called phanerogams. What do you mean by phanerogams, my dear? Phanerogams means phanerogame. Phanerogame means plants with the seeds. Plants with what? Plants with seeds is called phanerogame. They contain embryo with stored food and are multicellular. Next, cryptogame. The next type is cryptogame. So, plants with the spores are called cryptogame. Plants with what? Plants with spores. Plant with seeds, phanerogame. Plants with spores, cryptogame. And they contain only naked embryo and are generally unicellular. Just one more difference between phanerogame and the cryptogame. Phanerogames are multicellular, whereas cryptogame is unicellular. And phanerogame is having the embryo with the stored food. So here the seed is having the embryo with stored food. So whereas here in the case of cryptogame, as they reproduce by means of spores, they just have only embryo without the food, and the two, they are unicellular. These are the differences between the phanerogame and cryptogame. Next, seeds are inside the fruits or naked. Let us discuss whether the seeds present in the fruit or naked. Okay, let us see. Basing on this concept, plants were again classified into two types. The first type is angiosperms and the second type is gymnospermae. Angiosperms, these are plants with the seeds inside the fruit bears the flowers. So, what do you mean by angiosperms? Plants are there with the seeds. The two seeds are present inside the fruit. Angiosperms. Gymnosperms, plants with the naked seeds. So they are not enclosed by any fruit and they will not bear flowers. So angiosperms, gymnosperms. Angiosperms, seeds inside the fruit. They'll be producing the flowers, and gymnosperms having naked seed do not bear flowers. So this is the about angiosperms and gymnosperms. Now let us discuss about the thallophyta. Plants are classified into so many types, right? Thallophytes, bryophytes, okay, cryptogamy, phanerogamy, angiosperms and gymnosperms. Let us discuss about all these different types of the plant varieties one by one along with their special characteristics. Let us discuss. Okay, first let us discuss about the thallophyta. Thallophyta, it's here the body of organism is not differentiated organs that you know. What are those organs? Leaves, special leaf structures, and the roots, stems are not at all present in the case of thallophyta, and mainly aquatic, found in the marine and fresh water. So mostly they are aquatic plants. They'll be found in the fresh or marine water. And the second and third important point is tissue for conduction of the material and for mechanical strength is absent. Here the vascular tissue is completely absent in our thallophyta. Very important word. Vascular tissue is absent in thallophyta. They are covered by mucilage. The special characteristic feature of our thallophyta is mucilage. Understand? Next, they reproduce by vegetative propagation, asexual and sexual reproduction. Thallophyta reproduce by 3 ways. So, reproduction in the thallophyta is 3 ways. Okay, vegetative propagation, and the second one is asexual reproduction, and the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. So algae are the best examples of this division. So the best well examples for this thallophyta is algae. So let me revise the special characteristic feature of thallophyta. Here the plants belongs to this group, means thallophyta. They are not having differentiated plant body parts. Okay, especially they are aquatic organisms. They'll be present in the marine as well as the freshwater. Second important point, they'll not having any special conductive tissue such as vascular tissue for the transportation, and they are covered by mucilage, and they reproduce by means of vegetative propagation, sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. The best example for this is algae. Next, bryophyta. Plant body is differentiated into leaf, root and stem like structures. So from the bryophyta itself, plant starts differentiated. Okay, so here the plants are differentiated into roots, leaves and the stem, and the special conductive tissues are not present. Of course, here also vascular tissue is absent. Make a note of here, vascular tissue is absent. Bryophytes are well known as amphibians of the plant kingdom. The reason is that here these plants can be present in the water as well as on the land. That is the reason thallophytes are amphibians of plant kingdom. Amphibians of plant kingdom are what? Bryophytes. Bryophyta. So they reproduce by means of 3 ways: vegetative, asexual and sexual reproduction. Examples of our bryophytes are, see, Funaria, Riccia, Marchantia are the examples of bryophytes. What are those? Funaria, Riccia, Marchantia. Bryophytes examples. So once again let us revise the characteristics. Here the plant body is differentiated into leaves, roots and the stem. Vascular tissue is absent in the bryophytes. And here, see, these are well known as amphibians of the plant kingdom, and they reproduce by means of three ways: asexual, sexual and by means of vegetative propagation. The best examples is Funaria, Riccia, and the third one is Marchantia, the best examples of Bryophyta. Division. So about pteridophytes let us discuss. Plant bodies differentiated into leaf, stem and the root. First point is common for the both bryophytes as well as the pteridophyta, and they have the conductive tissue. Here the change comes. Here they will be having the conductive tissue. Okay. So all the above discussed plant types does not bear the seeds. Instead they bear spores. They are also known as cryptogams. See, these are cryptogams. They require the water for the purpose of the reproduction. So pteridophytes requires water for the purpose of the reproduction, and Dryopteris, Marsilia and Selaginella are the few examples of our what? Pteridophyta. Okay, they are having well differentiated body structures like roots, stem and the leaves, and they'll be having the conductive tissue. And see, all the above discussed plants type that they doesn't bear the seeds, instead they bear the spores. They're also known as cryptogams. These are not having the, if the pteridophyta which is not having the seeds, they'll produce spores. They reproduce by means of spore formation. They required water for their reproduction. So examples: Dryopteris, Marsilia and Selaginella are the examples of pteridophyta. And division, Gymnospermae. Okay, so they are most primitive and the simple seed plant. Most primitive, simple seed plants are gymnosperms. These plants bears naked seeds. Means seeds are not enclosed in the fruit. Seeds are not at all enclosed. That means seeds not at all covered by any shell. They are free, they are naked. These are perennial evergreen trees having woody trunk. Generally, these are perennial evergreen trees having woody trunk. They'll bear cones in which seeds are placed. So they'll be having the cones in which seeds are placed. Xylem lacks vessels and the phloem lacks companion cells. It is a special characteristic feature of our gymnosperms. Both the xylem and the phloem tissues are present, but small exception here is there. In the xylem, vessels are absent. The vessels are one type of cells present in the xylem tissue. So that vessels are absent in case of gymnosperms. Same in the phloem, companion cells are absent in the gymnosperms. Very important point. See, they are divided into two groups. Okay, what are those? Conifera and Sedae. Conifera is the Sedae is the first one. Conifera is the second one. Conifera example, Sedae example, Cycas, and Conifera example, Pinus and Cedrus. Pinus and Cedrus. Understand? This is about the gymnosperms, and let us talk about angiosperms. Division angiosperm. These are highly evolved plants and they produce seeds that are enclosed within the fruit. It is the main difference between the gymnosperms and angiosperms. In gymnosperms, they will be having seeds, but they are naked. Angiosperms, they are having seeds, but they are covered. They are covered, they will be present within the fruit. Understand? And these plants have flowers Hence they are called flowering plants. Angiosperm is flowering plants. Flowering plants. Embryo in seed has special structures called cotyledons. Embryo in seeds has special structures called cotyledons, which act as a seed leaves at the time of germination. Very, very important point. Embryo on the seed has special structures called cotyledons, and which act as a seed leaves at the time of germination. They are divided into two types: dicots and monocots. Dicots means seed is having the two cotyledons. Monocots means seed having the just one cotyledon. That's it. That is the main difference between monocot and dicot. Right. Subdivision. Dicotyledons, in short, we can call as dicots. The seed produced by these plants have embryo with two fleshy leaves. They are the cotyledons. For example, if this is the seed, they will be having the two fleshy leaves. They are nothing but the cotyledons. The leaves have reticulate venation with network of veins. So, here the leaves having the, if for example this is the leaf, they will be having the reticulate venation like this. So, venation means the type of arrangement of veins on the leaf is called venation. So, this particular arrangement of veins over the leaf is called what type of venation, children? Reticulate venation. So, reticulate venation on the leaves is the special characteristic feature of our dicot plants. Next, root has prominent taproot. Other important point. Leaves are reticulate type and roots are taproots. Roots are taproots. Here, the flowers have 5 or multiple of 5 petals. See, for example, this is the flower. They will be having 5 petals like this. See, you just count the petals. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so here they gave the hibiscus. Okay, hibiscus having the 5 petals. And the vascular bundles is arranged in a ring. Very, very important point. So here, the vascular bundles are present arranged in the ring form. Example, pea, potato, sunflower, etc. are the dicot plants examples. Pea plant, potato, sunflower. Okay, this is about the dicot, children. So, with this plant kingdom explanation is completed. So, I think you may feel somewhat confusion, but don't worry. Again, I'll revise this topic in the summary. So, okay, no need to worry. The first time you are listening. Okay, understand? And let us see subdivision of monocots. Okay, so in the previous slide we discussed about the dicots. Now we are going to discuss about the monocot. Seeds of this type have only one cotyledon. The word mono indicates it is just having one cotyledon. One cotyledon. Okay. The leaves have parallel venation. What do you mean by parallel venation? For example, this is the leaf. So, the type of arrangement of veins on the leaves, parallel venation. So, this is the parallel venation. Okay, in the dicots, what type of venation we have seen? Reticulate. And here, parallel. Root system is fibrous root. Root is fibrous. Flowers are trimerous, have 3 or multiple of 3 petals. See, mostly flowers are just 3. Okay. And the vascular bundles are scattered and closed. So very important. Vascular bundles are scattered and closed. Examples of monocots: maize, wheat, rice, onion. These are the examples of our monocots: maize, wheat, rice, onion, etc. See, the seeds are enclosed. Okay, seeds are enclosed in this. They will be having just one cotyledon present in the seed, and the leaves are having the parallel venation. Root is fibrous root system is present, and the flowers are trimerous, and the vascular bundles are scattered and closed. And examples: maize, wheat, rice, onion, etc. So this is about the monocotyledons. So with this we have discussed all the different types of the plants. Thallophyta we discussed, bryophytes, pteridophytes. Under pteridophytes we discussed about cryptogamy and the phanerogamy. Cryptogamy means spore producing, phanerogamy means seed producing. Okay, under phanerogamy again they are divided into two types basing on the whether the seed is enclosed or seed is naked. Okay, gymnosperms and the angiosperms. Okay, see, right here, gymnosperms, here seeds are not enclosed in the fruit. Okay, simply they are naked seeds are present in the gymnosperm. Gymnosperms means naked seeds are present. Angiosperms means covered seeds are present. Means here the seeds present in the fruit will bear the flowers. Okay, that is about the angiosperms. And in the angiosperms again we are having two more types, like monocotyledons and the dicotyledons. Why dicots and the monocots? It's simply basing on if the seed is having two cotyledons is called dicots, and if the seed is having the only one cotyledon, that is monocots. Dicots, see here, seeds produced by these plants, embryo with fleshy leaves, the cotyledons. Their leaves have reticulate venation with a network of veins are present. The type of root present here, taproot system is present. Usually flower bear 5 petals, and vascular bundles are arranged in the form of ring. Okay, next examples of this: pea, potato, sunflower, etc. And the next one is subdivision of monocotyledons is the monocots, and these are having the only one cotyledon in the seed, and they'll be having the parallel venation, and the roots are having the fibrous roots, and flowers trimerous having just 3 petals, and vascular bundles are present, they're scattered and they were closed. And example: maize, wheat, rice, onion are the best examples of our dicotyledons. And I covered all the slides relevant to the plant kingdom. And now next I am going to start Animalia. Okay, so in the next lesson I am going to tell about this Animalia. In the Animalia, so we are having n number of types again, children, like basing on the symmetry, basing on their coelom, so much basing on the germ layers, so much is there to learn. So one by one I'll tell you very clearly. Okay, children, that's all for today. You know, this diversity in the living organism is somewhat dry and tough topic, very tough for you people to remember as you are in the lower classes. So my best suggestion is that whenever you're reading this particular concept in the NCERT book, try to practice mind maps of the particular classification and all. It is very, very helpful for you for your future studies and all. Okay, and one more important point, it is very important point, children. So you should have a proper grip about this diversity in the living organisms, both in the case of plants, in the case of animals. So if you want to become a doctor, if you want to take NEET, the NEET exam, so all these are the basic things, basic concepts. If you are well clear with the basic concepts, it is very, very easy for you people to learn and the remaining concepts. That's the reason I am giving more, and so I took many classes for this topic to explain. Okay, I know this is very, very important lesson. It is having the good weightage also. Okay, along with the diagrams you should learn. So different classes of the animals, how you remember, if you have the proper focus on this, grip over the diagrams, then only you can remember all these things very easily, that too for a long time. Until that, okay, let us continue the same class in the next class, Animalia. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.